from Power 102 Digital.
It is Friday, the 11th of October, 2024. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is news to 6 a.m. on News Power Digital. 2 police officers allegedly involved in the kidnapping and subsequent murder of used car dealer Satchel Kujanberry have been charged with murder and misbehavior in public office. The officers are reportedly attached to the Central Division. Kujanberry was abducted on September 25th in Chaguanas by occupants of a marked police vehicle. 2 days later, the Trinidad Tobago Police Service issued a media statement in which it said the officers were actively pursuing all leads into an incident where individuals dressed in tactical uniforms intercepted a vehicle on Gillingham Railway Road in Chaguanas. It was reported that 3 occupants, including 2 police officers in tactical uniforms in a marked vehicle, detained the 32-year-old man and left the scene with him. Days later, a $500,000 ransom was paid, but his decomposing remains were found in a shallow grave off Pucknar Road, Londonville on Thursday. He was identified by his fingerprints. 2 officers and a civilian were arrested and the squad car seized as part of the ongoing investigation into the case. Several units of the TTPS were involved in investigations involving the Anti-Kidnapping Unit, the Homicide Bureau of Investigations, the Professional Standards Bureau, Special Investigations Unit, the NOTF, Financial Investigations Unit, Cyber and Social Media Unit, and other intelligence units and agencies of the TTPS. Finance Minister Colin Member yesterday issued a stinging criticism of the Hyatt Regency's management and their recent rescinded decision not to accept TT cash, describing it as foolishness. He was speaking in the lower house as he wrapped the 2025 budget debate. Speaking on the issue for the first time publicly, he added, quote, "And it is a good thing that the Hyatt rescinded that foolish decision to tell citizens of this country that they're no longer accepting TNT dollars. Foolishness." Imber said the good thing is that they moved fast to get rid of it. He also rejected claims that this decision would have affected the government's plans to go cashless. Minister Imber added, "One hotel do nonsense and that will stop us from proceeding where 1.4 billion people in India are using cashless. In China, cashless 1.4 billion. And Africa is also using cashless. 800 million people in Europe are using cashless. That's over 5 billion people around the world who have gone cashless." Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley hinted at his political swan song in the budget debate in the House of Representatives yesterday, October 10th, following similar sentiments expressed earlier in the debate by Maro MP Rushton Parry. Acknowledging Parry, Dr. Rowley said he's now in his 10th year as Prime Minister. Dr. Rowley added, quote, "I too may be a swan, but ladies and gentlemen, colleagues in this house, as long as I could leave here having done the best for the people of TNT, it doesn't matter when I leave. I will leave with my head held high." He said he hopes when he leaves, he'll be proud to say he served with certain MPs. Waving his hand along the opposition benches, Rowley said he hoped he would not have to say those individuals he was proud to have served with would be found where the average citizen does not live. He closed by saying, "Madam Speaker, it's been a pleasure working with you as Parliamentary Speaker. I don't know how much longer I will have in this Parliament, but when I'm done, my duty have kept this course. To sustain death thumping from government MPs," he continued, "I have run the race. I look forward to not a pot of gold, but for my family at the end of the rainbow. I thank you, Madam Speaker." Then Dr. Rowley sat down as the death thumping continued. The opposition is asking the government to consider reviewing the act which governs the regional health authorities, which is 30 years old, to ensure adjustments can be made where possible to help bring more efficiency in the system. There was admission from Dr. Lakram Bodo that it's a good model, but called for its review to give Trinidad Tobago value for money. Dr. Bodo made the plea during his budget contribution Thursday in Parliament after claiming many young doctors are still awaiting employment locally. And finally, at least 10 people have confirmed dead after Hurricane Milton passed through Florida, though the total number of deaths could rise as rescue workers make their way through flooded areas with debris. More than 3 million homes and businesses are without power, while Governor Ron DeSantis says more flooding is expected in coming days. Florida residents are being warned not to visit areas hit by Hurricane Milton after it brought tornadoes, flash floods, and storm surges in many parts of the state. And that's news to 6 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way at 7 a.m. Good morning.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
Friday morning, neighbors. It is the 11th day of October. Hope you guys had a great evening. It is 25 degrees at Piarco International Airport and 1 degree cooler in our beautiful sister isle of Tobago. 24 degrees, what the Met Office is saying. Yeah, hot and sunny conditions will be interrupted by cloudy spells accompanied by light to moderate showers. 40 to 60% chance of isolated heavy shower favoring the afternoon. All right, that's your weather forecast for today. So you know how to plan your day. Traffic wise, usual spots at this time. There is no school, so don't expect a lot of traffic. It was pretty nice coming on the highway this morning. Of course, you have the usual idiots that drive quite slowly on the extreme right lane. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty clear. A little traffic from Coover to Chase Village. That's about it. Of course, thank you for joining us on the Power Breakfast Show full casting this morning. We have Dr. Paul Richards. We have Wendell Stephen, Richard Ragoobarsingh. We got Ruben and Shane in the mix. Of course, my name is Steve Khan. Morning to you, Pablo. How you feeling?
Morning, everyone. I'm feeling much better, thank you.
Yeah, you need to get that rest. That's the only way the body can heal.
I think I'm healed. I don't have any more pain.
Well, that's good. That is good. All right, let's use on this. Hello this morning, Maria Celia, God Celia, Ray, out in West Palm Beach. Thank you, Ray. Wendy and James, DJ Reardon, Tampa. Isash out in London. Wayne Bennett in Covington, Georgia. Michael Mapp somewhere. Michael Robinson in Yokohama, Japan. CJ in New York. Trinidad Margot. Lauren, don't cry, you're leaving. Good morning to you. Huda Wells, Dwayne Sylvester, CJ New York, David Wares, Oliver Man Warren, Anne and Noel in Oshawa, Canada, Carol Guevara, Alistair Hart, Showin Kerr, wow, and Beauty Fixed by Marissa Wilson. Okay, yeah, you can't fix any of it. Well, maybe me, but not the rest. Not the rest at all. You can't fix them at all. Sankofa Strong. Good morning to you guys. Right. Okay. And we have Captain Ron, who's at home in Orlando. Of course, somebody sent a bunch of voice notes here. I don't know who it is. Okay. I can't play them, but okay. Yeah. All right. Right. Okay, here we go. Good. All right. Yeah, Pablo.
Yep. Good morning, everyone. Interesting couple hours. So, congratulations to the TTPS, who have seemingly worked expeditiously and cracked the case involving the kidnapping of the Sachin Kuchenberry.
Yeah, who was laid to rest yesterday.
Yeah, where 2 officers have now been charged. When did this morning? He looking so strange. And with really bad internet. That's how Double Palm.
I knew you was going to say that.
I wish.
You went at the communication.
Am I being heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, but barely seeing your face dark. You're down in the frame. Your background only on your chest because of the color T-shirt you're wearing. I don't know what's going on with you this morning. You're in a mess.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with me either. I'm in St. James, but I don't know what's going on with the internet and what's.
I think you should take off. You should take off the virtual background. That's the first thing you should do.
That's a virtual background.
Yeah, because you're seeing his chest, the brick.
All right.
And part of his forehead.
Well, I got T-shirt. It's a brick shirt. Work it.
Let me try that.
You know he's a mess, right? He's technically a mess.
Mm-hmm. It takes forever for him to figure it out.
Yeah, he not really technically astute at all. So it take him a while to figure that out. And while he tries to talk us through while he's taking it out, which is very nauseating. So let's continue talking. He put it on full now. Lord, take it off.
Is that what happened?
But it looked better now for some reason. Your face still dark.
Yeah, I think.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
think-
Papa, you.
Anyway, good morning, guys,
Morning.
and happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, today's Steve's birthday. Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you, Paul.
Today's also someone else's birthday. Who else is sharing a
Chris.
birthday?
I had a message from Chris this morning. Let's see if I find it. His daughter's birthday is today, Jewel Vender. So happy birthday to Jewel. Have a great day. And his wife's birthday, Monica, is tomorrow. So happy birthday to you guys, Jewel and Monica. Have a great day.
Yeah, and of course, let me see if I have. Yeah, I have other birthdays today. Gerard Weeks, the mass man Gerard Weeks. His birthday is also today. Leslie Ann De Silva, Nigel Burke, Robert Stewart, Kerwin Laptis, and yep, that's it. Those are my birthdays today. Happy birthday to you all. And of course, let me take this opportunity to send out condolences to the Arima Borough Corporation and the family of Mrs. Cheryl Serju Chong, who previously at one point in time she was deputy CEO. She was actually the chief executive officer of the Arima Borough Corporation. She passed away yesterday. So condolences to the Arima Borough Corporation, the mayor and council there, and the staff. A wonderful lady who apparently was ailing for some time, and she passed away yesterday. So condolences to them. Right? We in Port of Spain knew her very well also. That's it. I don't know what else is happening. I see Toyota make a grand announcement. I don't even know if that is true.
Are you sure? I see you send that as if it's the absolute truth, and I'm not sure.
I saw it on international media. So
I have no idea what you're talking about. Toyota, you said?
I'll repeat it because I'm gonna check, because I sent it to certain people who I know would respond to it. One person done already respond, Honda all the way. So I will wait. And you drive a Toyota, don't you, Paul?
Yes.
That's why I sent it to you too, you know.
And that's why I ignored
for
it.
sure will know.
I ignored it. I ignored it.
But you ignore a lot of things I sent for you.
That's true.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't drive
Once they catch you respond one time. You laugh.
They get more and more risky all the time. Anyway, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, 2 officers have been charged in connection with the kidnapping and murder of businessman Shashil Kuch Bihari.
Yeah.
The police service is expected to have a press conference later this morning. Of course, we all know that story. The businessman was abducted on September 25th in Chaguanas by occupants in a marked police vehicle. The police later arrested 2 officers.
Craziness.
And a $500,000 ransom was paid, but unfortunately his decomposing body was found in a shallow grave in Londonville. He was identified by his fingerprints, and 2 officers and a civilian were arrested, and a squad car seized as part of the ongoing investigations. So we've heard about the 2 officers. We haven't heard about the civilian. And my understanding from sources is that a 3rd officer may have been involved, which is actually 4 people.
Yeah.
So we see how this investigation proceeds. So it seems we're able to mobilize their resources, and in relatively, compared to normal investigations, short time, 12 or 14 days, do an investigation and lay charges against 2 of their own, which is commendable under these circumstances.
True, and I guess what really prompted them is the exposure that a marked police vehicle was used.
Yeah.
Because if that didn't happen, trust me, we'd be still wondering we couldn't be
not only a marked vehicle, officers wearing tactical gear, official police gear.
Yeah. No, but I mean, we have had incidents in the past where they say people dressed as police or dressed as soldiers and it reached nowhere. But this time they use a marked police vehicle.
Well, I don't, as we see in Trinidad and Tobago, the boldfacity of that is either boldfacity, hubris, or abject stupidity and greed and malfeasance.
I think stupidity and greed.
That you go in a marked police vehicle in police uniform to abduct someone, kidnap someone. People saw you, and then the person, and you demand a ransom. The ransom is paid, and people, and then you kill the man.
But you see, at the time, Paul, that they were doing the abduction, as far as some people were concerned, and maybe then, is that an arrest was taking place, an arrest of a criminal. You understand?
Yes, but the victim, just like how there were passers-by or bystanders who were able to report to the police and the wider public that a marked police vehicle took the man and 2 officers in tactical gear were involved, it would be that the victim would have been identified, would have been able to identify them also if he had lived or been allowed to live.
Yes.
So, I mean, so in addition to breaking the law by misbehaving in public office, by using their badges and their uniforms to commit a crime, or to commit crimes, plural, being stupid enough to use a police card. And imagine somebody sit down and talk about that.
Yes.
I said the same thing.
I mean,
but they've done it before, you know, Paul.
I know. I'm not doubting that, but I mean.
Yeah.
And to think that you have such hubris, you're so brazen that you actually feel that you can do this and get away with it is actually another sign of your hubris and or stupidity, or both.
Yeah.
You understand? So doesn't do well for the public trust. Yes, Kadeem, you're right. So
this thing is actually distracting me, I have to move. I don't know if it's distracting to you all. It's
fine, Wendell. We don't want to go through the explanation if it's distracting or not. It's fine. We live with it.
Okay. As long as you all are okay with it.
Right. Contrary to your story or some of the posts you sent to me, all opposition members contributed to the budget debate. There were only 2 left to contribute, and I guess they saved them for yesterday.
Okay. And they contributed.
And they contributed. So that collapse business was just propaganda. What to me should not have happened is they should not have left the chamber empty on the opposition side, barring 2 members at some points.
Yeah, I saw that, and I think what prompted the story was the fact that government ministers were they had about 4 government ministers talk one after the next without an intervention.
That's not actually unusual, because the opposition only has 19 members that they can field. The government can use ministers who are in the Senate, like Minister Gopi School, Minister Cox, Minister Sinan, who can be brought to the House to make contributions because of their ministerial portfolios. So the government had 27 speakers to my record. Up to yesterday, it could have been more because the Prime Minister also spoke. You understand? And if you add the closing of the Minister of Finance, that's 28 government presentations. You understand? So that's what happens. And sometimes strategically, if they fielded everybody in the first few days, they would have nobody in the last day.
Yeah.
So that certainly was what happened. So this post that was going around what collapse was clearly propaganda.
Politics, no. But what do you think? What do you think of the contributions of the dissidents? For whatever.
I thought they used the opportunity to contribute to the budget and to contribute to the stinging rebuke of their own party in many cases.
Yeah.
Some of the quotes were putting country before party and and making sure that party doesn't trump patriotism of the country and stuff like that were very profound statements. You know where they were coming from.
Yes. I mean, Miss Anita Haynes was even bold enough to say that this may not be her last contribution in a budget debate.
Yep.
You know, I wish them all the best. I mean, as I say, it'll be interesting now how they vote on some of the legislation that the Prime Minister proposed that the government would be bringing, and he and all throughout that challenge to them to see how they would vote, and hopefully get the support of members of the opposition. So it's interesting times. We'll wait and see. But he kind of almost signaled.
Speaking of the Prime Minister,
also too that. Yeah, you're gonna play the clip.
I hope to find it. Where did I put this clip?
I would think you'd have that lineup first thing today.
Calm yourself now. I edited already. Oh God. Calm yourself now. Oh God. Calm yourself, sir. I edited already.
I'd like to hear my Prime Minister.
I know you made a command for me to have it yesterday, so calm yourself, okay?
Somebody sent me a message. I'm looking really poor. The lighting too dark.
Yeah, go back to when you're in St. James. Go back to where you normally go.
Well, I'm either at the office or I'm on at the property on Commoner Street, and I'm at the property on Commoner Street now. So let me I'm gonna fix myself. Hold on. Let me take off my camera and fix myself.
Once you don't fix yourself on camera, you'll be fine.
I don't know,
It's Wendell,
And let me tell my very good friend who sent me that message, Marissa. Thank you very much.
She said you're not looking good at all. All right. You
but
would.
we tell him. He's going through this long.
No, but we told him he didn't take us on. It took Melissa. It took Melissa to tell him you're not looking good.
There's be a lot. He's had to go through this long explanation about if he's looking good or if he ain't looking good, and it's be too much sometimes.
Well, you gotta look good. He's a single man, so you gotta look good.
Yeah, but we don't need to hear about it.
We need to hear about
it. I'm not finding this thing. I edited this. I'm going to do it again.
Oh, okay.
Where is the bin?
Right. Good morning to Chris, Captain Ron, David Wares, and of course Cheryl. Yep, Cheryl. I will pass to the ice cream later. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Let's see. Indy, Lorna, Carly, morning to you all. Thank you.
This is too much work. Can I do this early this morning? Anyway.
Ms. Maloney, good morning. I haven't heard from you in a long time, Ms. Maloney. What's going on with you?
You haven't played that video yet?
Oh, geez.
You haven't fixed your mix yet?
Oh, boy.
I know you're eager for this video,
And see.
You're operate. I know you're eager to, I don't know why you're so eager, though. It's interesting that you're this eager.
Because I thought it was a profound statement coming from the Prime Minister.
It is a profound statement. I sent it to you and you said, send the message. I said, and you say, what I missed. Didn't you say what I missed? When I heard it, I said, okay. This song swan songish.
Mm-hmm.
It song very swanish,
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you find this song swanish?
Yes, it did. It's like a swan, yeah. It's like a goodbye speech.
But we've had swanish before.
But I'm just saying to you, I've heard my.
Right, wait.
He's playing it over his phone.
Calm down, right. Oh, you calm down.
Hold on, Wendell, hold on.
Whew, I had to work there. That's plenty work. Right, let's go back to the main page now. And see if
am I looking better there, Marissa? Let me know.
Yeah, Marissa, let him know. Don't ask us. Let him know.
Right, here we go.
Finally, Wendell. Okay, relax. There we go.
But I'm just saying to you, I've heard my colleague from Mayara speak about his swan song. I am now in my 10th year as Prime Minister. I too may be a swan. But ladies and gentlemen, colleagues in this house, as long as I could leave here, having done the best for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, it doesn't matter when I leave, because I will leave with my head held high. And I hope that when I leave here, I could be proud to say that I served with certain people. And I hope that I don't have to say, if you want to find them, you have to look where the average citizen doesn't live. Madam Speaker, it has been a pleasure working with you as Parliamentary Speaker. I don't know how much longer I will have in this Parliament, but I've done my duty and I've kept the course. I've run the race and I look forward, not for a pot of gold, but for my family at the end of this rainbow. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Man, did he thank the Speaker? It's been a pleasure working with you.
Yeah. In other words, I wouldn't look at you again too much longer into the future.
Wow.
Which it may even suggest that he may stop before the election. Do you think so?
But that's what I'm thinking.
If the election has not been called, there may be other contributions he may have. Or maybe he was referring to as a budget presentation.
It could be as a budget presentation too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
A budget, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was very swan songish. It was very and now the end is near. And so I fear. Final curtain.
Thunderstorms.
I did it my way. He certainly did it his way.
He certainly he boasted about that. His 10 years.
But he said he hinted he was going before, but he ain't really going nowhere.
He said this was the last election was his last one.
Unless, according to Roger T, that's the Speaker last budget. That could also be an interpretation. There was you. That could be an interpretation also.
One thing you can't fault the job that Bridget Annie said George has done as Speaker. You can't fault the job she's done there at all.
At 70, is it 74? Is the Prime Minister 74?
What is that?
How old is the Prime Minister, Wendell?
Yes, he's approaching 74. 75?
Right. Yeah. So I don't know that at 80 years old I want to be a Prime Minister.
Yeah, because his birthday is this month.
And just leaving a little and as some family, my wife, you understand?
Yeah.
Spend full time with them and her.
And his sheep and goats in Tobago, he loves that, He loves going in.
I don't know that at 80 years old or 79 years old, I still want to be fighting up with our bacchanal. Yeah. After having been in politics, I'm sure well over 50 years already.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? So I don't know that anybody, but people have different aspirations. So we will see how it goes. In other news, the finance minister chided the Hyatt Regency management for what he described as foolishness with their initial announcement not to accept TT cash.
Yeah.
He basically lambasted them and told them they're nonsense.
Well, that's good.
And I'm glad he took the opportunity to do that because Trinidad and Tobago has shares in that entity.
Exactly.
Fight on something like that arbitrarily is like, really? And it was premature and inaccurate. How would it come out? How would it come out? Nobody in writing that and release it without the signature and approval of the general manager. Am I wrong?
Correct.
True.
That is a management meeting and discussion. That is such a critical decision. That is a big management meeting. As a matter of fact, it might have board involved, board of directors involved. Am I wrong, Wendell?
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the board would be local members.
Cavalier
Why
manner,
would they agree to something like that?
in any cavalier manner, saying we're going to stop accepting TT cash here. So there's a board and senior management decision.
Yeah.
And then your board budget is inaccurate and premature. Give me a rest with that. Good morning, Ragoobarsingh.
Morning, Richie Rich.
Good morning, guys. And of course, good morning to our listeners and viewers, wherever you are.
He'll be 75 on the 24th of this month.
That's what I said. I think it's
And Richard will be
75.
65.
Yeah.
Richard will be 76.
Wendell, are you background looking different, so?
Oh Lord, we're going through this
Because
again. Oh, let me go for coffee. I'll be back.
Because I'm not in my east home, I'm in my west home.
We on this morning show, we are all very observant.
I know. Trust me,
some,
I get enough flack already for the morning.
Or some will say we are macos.
I tried to mask my background and I failed miserably with a political background. I failed miserably. At least I don't get those pop.
You're stuck.
And it stopped. Am I frozen?
No. You were frozen briefly.
Oh, okay.
He gets into that
Internet here is not as reliable.
He gets frozen mid. I was going to say something that would have got me in trouble.
Yes, and you rethought it. Good.
I was going to say mid-stroke, but I can't say that.
Well, you could say midstream.
Midstream. He gets frozen midstream sometimes, so that's not unusual for him. So Richard is going to be 65. Dr. Rowley is going to be 75. So, it's about time. Some people may not want to go till the end of their life doing the same thing over and over.
Hello, didn't I send you all the article on Coleman Burt when he said he'll not be here at 65? Nobody should be in politics after 65. Did I send you all the article?
Coleman Burt said that or read that?
Yes, he said that back in the day, but
And what is Minister Imber's primary profession?
When they had the little tiff with Mr. Martin.
What is Minister Imber's primary profession?
Engineer? Isn't he an engineer?
Primary profession, no. For the last
he's a politician, yeah.
He's a politician, when this is null and void.
Let me
But that you said with Dr. Rowley, was that his swan song? Was that him saying?
I don't know. Let me play it again so you could see.
He just played it there.
But I don't have a lot more time in here. But I'm just saying to you, I've heard my colleague from Mayara speak about his swan song. I am now in my 10th year as Prime Minister. I too may be a swan. But ladies and gentlemen, colleagues in this House, as long as I could leave here, having done the best for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, it doesn't matter when I leave, because I will leave in my head held high. And I hope that when I leave here, I could be proud to say that I served with certain people. And I hope that I don't have to say, if you want to find them, you have to look where the average citizen doesn't live. Madam Speaker, it has been a pleasure working with you as Parliamentary Speaker. I don't know how much longer I will have in this Parliament, but I've done my duty and I've kept the course. I've run the race and I look forward, not for a pot of gold, but for my family at the end of this rainbow. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
So let me read. This is an article from Sunday, December 18, 2011. It's written by Carol Matru. And it says, PNM's Member of Parliament for Diego Martin Northeast, Coleman Burt, believes former PNM political leader and Prime Minister Patrick Manning should close up shop, step aside, and give young blood a chance at serving the people of this country. This is Mr. Imber talking here. This is in quotation marks. I personally think that when somebody is in their late 60s, they should really step aside and allow a younger person to come forward. I think that's really 54 now, but long before 65, I'm gone, Imber told the Sunday Newsday during an interview at his constituency office. That was 2011. He was 54. So how old he is now? 13 years ago.
And a few moments later.
And by the way, video, if you're wondering why your comment disappear, I delete it and I block you.
Who's that?
Shall we open the phone lines?
I didn't even see that one though. But where
so is it? But it seems very much like a swan song, even though he kind of sidestepped it a little bit. But it seemed very much like that. And assuming he's passing the torch, obviously as the heir apparent seems.
But have we not heard this song before?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's seeing. But I has he ever said in Parliament like that? I don't think he ever has.
No, not in that manner.
No, not this profound.
And telling the speaker it was a pleasure working with you.
Yeah. Right.
You
So
know?
just wondering, do you think this is Dr. Rowley's last term?
Budget presentation.
Last parliamentary session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could ask that. We could ask that.
Right.
Oh, and is his heir apparent Stuart Young?
Yeah.
We asked that already.
Yeah.
We did.
Or do you believe the Prime Minister is passing the torch?
And they may not have. They may have different.
No. I'm not saying to. I was just saying that as an aside.
We did ask Stuart Young the Stuart Young question before.
Yeah, but he is who he passes the torch to is kind of not very relevant now, as opposed to is he in fact exiting the parliament? You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it certainly seemed that way. Are we opening up the lines at this point?
I'm going to tell you we have some calls coming. All right. 222-8255, toll-free North Americans, 866-525-1099. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I remember Dr. Rowley said when he got into politics, he would be there for 2 terms. And I had a lot of respect for him when he said that. I lost respect for him sometime in the middle when it appeared that he was going back after a 3rd term. So if in fact he does hold to his word and leave after 2 terms, I would regain my respect for him. I respect somebody who makes up their mind they're coming in this thing for a particular period and they're leaving at a particular period. And the ring doesn't possess them. As I always say, that position has the power of Lord of the Rings. My Smeagol, it doesn't want to give it up at all.
Well, should you have a new actor on the horizon?
But Paul, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You all started a segment that I find was very refreshing, entertaining, and nice.
Avril?
Once you all did it once, yes, with Avril. You all did it once and never did it
Avril,
again.
good morning. Would you like to come in 7 minutes and give us a sense of what's coming up at 7 o'clock? The audience is calling for you. They're demanding your presence with the highlights coming up.
And Avril needs to start back doing that sexy log on. I miss that.
I think you're demanding too much now. One at a time, sir. One at a time.
All right, Evie's in the studio. Evie,
Enjoy
hold on. Evie, what are you working on for 7 o'clock news?
I miss her log on.
What are you working on for 7 o'clock news?
News.
Yeah, what? Pull that chair. Give us that fancy. Well, you hear the Prime Minister.
Oh no, no, that is something that you got the first installment. I would have to be so directed.
You're directed. You're directed.
Well, I would have to be directed by my immediate boss.
You are directed. You are hereby directed.
So, because of that, I am not in a position to do so.
You are hereby directed, though.
Okay, well, given the fact that I'm hereby directed, I'd have to come back. I'd have to get my headlines together and then come back in order to do it.
All I'm saying is that it was refreshing and entertaining. I had liked that segment. I thought it was very ingenuitive. I thought it was very refreshing.
Tell them who came up with the idea now.
Log on to power102fm.com.
Oh my God, there's my log on.
Log on to power102fm.
He is clearly in need of some intimacy. If he needs to depend on that, I feel good. Have a good day, Lincoln.
Oh, snarky. Happy birthday, Steve. How remiss of me not to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Happy birthday. Hope you have a great day, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, thank
you.
you.
Remember the days we used to sing, right? And so many people loved it.
Yes. I still sing in my car.
I talk about singing happy birthday to people.
I know. But we should do happy birthday too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Our
sang many
birthday
happy
songs,
birthday.
our birthday song became legendary.
Yeah.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, morning again.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Patrick.
Ragoobarsingh.
Good morning, Mr. Patrick.
Wendell season, morning. Yesterday, I guess I'm leaked some certain people from a statement.
Did you report it to the police?
No, and I stand by the statement because I was interacting with some ladies yesterday. I want to say this. Somebody may want to say, they say that is factual. It's factual. Because the single parents today are different single parents than yesterday. Different, the total different, the finance different. Let's imagine you raise minimum wage by $2, right? And I hear people talking about the salary alone is to pay for rent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's struggle that's going on out there. I was listening a police officer on the tape Wednesday. And the same thing I said, the same thing the man said. He said, let's imagine having PTA meeting and the mother had a juggle between if to go PTA meeting or just turn the work to make money to manage children.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the people who need to be in the PTA meeting will be absent all the time. These are community police. So long time we had the grandmother and the grandfather who home and who will assist. So the grandfather and the grandmother working too. So in the end of the day, who will guard the guard? So the children live on their own. I am saying all the children, but if you go in the school system, like I have friends with school supervisors who are school supervisors, and they say the school is problem with a single mother, single father issue.
So you come back with the same topic from yesterday to today because you felt you got criticized yesterday. You feel to come back today.
No, I didn't come back with that.
So you come back with 2 consecutive days to rinse out our ears with your opinion and who you're talking about?
It's
actually consecutive days, everything.
I'm done with that. No, yesterday I went by some hardware. And I went.
You don't stay home. You don't stay home.
Where am I stay home? You don't stay home. You always got a plane.
Yeah, look who talking.
You always got a plane. You don't stay home. Yeah. I went to some hardware yesterday. You know, building material and paint, everything going right up. Everything.
Everything went. A lot of things went.
Take your word for it.
Before the budget thing, that you
yes, everybody was anticipating prices going up, you know.
I went in a certain place where a lot of women just fluctuate in the end of the month. Thing raised inside it too. Everything raised in this country.
Yep.
Because there is minimum wage by $2. I don't know.
Minimum wage raised only for public sector workers, not for everybody.
Yes, I know that, but the thing is, I was looking for pay.
Mr. Patrick, but you know that they have no price control here. So people raise, it's up to you to buy.
When I hear the price of paint and they ask the lady, I talk about the paint, she said they raise everything by in a big area. So I don't know how the government will assist the people in this country when it comes to price structure. You know? I don't know. And then they were having a little strike on the port. And people don't have to complain already. They have to wait a month now to get a goods. So that month.
They had a slow down on the port, just.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mr. Patrick.
Right.
Do you have newspapers?
Oh, I selected a call. It's a document. Not yet.
There's the Guardian.
Shall we go into newspapers?
Oh, I thought he selected a call.
No, go ahead. It dropped out.
Oh, okay. You want me to start?
I can start. It's Friday, 11th of October. Let's start with the Daily Express. Finance Minister Colin Member says AR-15 semi-automatic rifles are murderous weapons and legislation is needed to ban them. He said that in his wrap-up, the budget yesterday. Seeking support for bills, PM appeals to opposition dissidents. Suicide attempts on the rise in Tobago. Rowley rejects blame for murders. Chinese vessel UNC boat to be scrapped. Suspect says sorry for killing infant and mom. Murder 488 taxi driver shot dead at Minimark. And criminals carry out police raid. So those are the trending stories online with the Express. Go ahead, please, Richard.
All right. So the headline on the Guardian, Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today, foolishness is the headline that the Guardian went with. Foolishness is the headline. Ember blasts Hyatt's rescinded decision to stop taking TT currency. That's the main headline. Prime Minister pained by recent horrendous deaths of children. That's also a subheadline. And gang activity reported at another school. So that's all of those are the subheadlines, together with foolishness as the headline on the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian this morning. And when you go to the sports pages this morning, the main sports headline is, as I get to the sports pages, but it has to be that match that we drew 2-2, I guess, with Cuba. Soca Warriors come up short. Does that mean we don't get into the World Cup?
I don't know. We drew 2-2 with Cuba.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
They didn't come up short, so I'm not so sure what that means. But anyway, it's 2. I know it was we drew 2 with Cuba last night, but that's it. And well, there is some cycling. Colombian Mateo Garcia, left of Raiders, leads the field during the main event, a 30-lap open race for international elite one and invitational cyclists. When the 10th edition of the Cycling on the Avenue program took place on Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook on Wednesday night. I didn't even know that was on, but apparently it was on Wednesday night. So that's it for the sports in the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian this morning.
Let's move to the news. The now bullied boy's mom begs school officials, please save my son. Finance Minister parting shot at as budget debate ends. Kamala, UNC shameless. Man charged with murder of woman and baby. NWRHA apologizes for delays at Cancer Center. PM's final budget debate, ? Rowley, I have run the course. Dotting stronger family values needed to stop crime. Pastor at funeral of murdered businessman, vengeance belongs to God. Agriculture Minister, sector has grown under PNM. And Trinidadian arrested for U.S. crimes, extradition warrant executed. And lawyers call for new rules on advertising their services. Apparently there was a law conference or something, and Independent Senator Anthony Vera, Senior Counsel, has said the laws regarding lawyers advertising their services should be amended in Trinidad. So quite interesting. What do you think, Richard?
That's a conversation that has been going on for years.
Years and years and years.
They're talking about changing that requirement because, of course, the ability not to advertise favors attorneys who are in practice, senior attorneys. So younger attorneys are not being able to practice. It's just how the profession has been structured.
There's some attorneys who find ways around that.
Yeah. But that has been a conversation that has been going on for a while of whether we should do it or not. So obviously it's resurfaced.
Yeah.
There are many who are in favor. There are many who are in favor, and there's some purists, of course, who are not. But there are quite a few attorneys who are in favor of it. But there's
It's a profile. Do plenty talk shows. So our question this morning, Steve, what's the result of the poll?
Hold on. Let's get into our feature this morning. And now it's time for pre-news with Evie.
Good morning. Time for your news headlines to 7 o'clock. Two policemen
pre-news.
allegedly involved in the kidnapping and the subsequent murder of the used car dealer Sachal Kunj Bihari They charge them with murder earlier. So they will not be spending the holidays with the family this year or next year or the year after that, and subsequent years, year after that, all you understand. The finance minister jumped out his whole self in the lower house yesterday and tell Hyatt about the self. And he tell them, here now, you see this decision to rescind all the cashless, you know, the cashless, well, I can't say option, but the fact that people now they only going cashless and only taking US, foolishness with an exclamation mark. The Prime Minister hints at a political swan song in the budget debates in the House of Representatives. So now people don't know what in the world going on. They don't know if he's going, he's staying, and he's going later. People have no idea. And the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago confirms operations have returned to normal workforce levels. That means they ain't protesting no more. They're done. And that was your news headlines. The 7 o'clock news in full coming up at 7.
Did he love it?
No.
That's pretty well done, Evie.
I know it. And that was premium.
So apparently they want to go slow, but nobody noticed. So they said, okay, forget it, go slow, just go.
I was wondering how is nobody there go slow on it. I didn't know. I was actually wondering how is nobody important go slow.
I was wondering how Mr. Imbo jumped out the whole self. You would not have much jumping to do that.
And tell them about this stuff.
All right, let's get the results of our morning poll from yesterday. Yesterday we asked you, do you think the discipline matrix in schools is working effectively? Every single person voted no. 100% no. All right, let's get into this morning's poll, gentlemen. It's up on your screen for those on YouTube, Facebook, on Me TV. It's up there already. Right.
So do you think that the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? In light of his statement, basically. So do you think Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? That's our poll this morning. Yes or no? That's all you're required to say, yes or no. So do you think that Dr. Rowley will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? I suppose it's, do you believe really it's his swan song? Yes or no? That's our poll on this Friday morning. 222-TALK, 222-8255. North Americans, 866-525-1099. People on the streaming platforms, you can send your votes via the messaging portals there. And of course, if you're watching us on M&E TV and listening to us on smart devices, you can WhatsApp us at 868-318-1021.
All right. So our morning poll, do you think the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? Yes or no? Yes or no? They like even use that. Okay, let's see. We have Alistair Hart say yes. CJ New York, yes. Kazim Mohammed, yes. David Wes, yes. Michael Mapp, yes. Catherine Henry, yes. Ian Lee, yes. People. Toad Look, nah, not he. Okay, Toad Look. Wayne Bennett, yes. Hector, I pray he does. Okay. Ben J. Singh, yes. Let's see what we got on WhatsApp. Let's see. Eddie out in Staten Island. Thank you, Eddie. Roger Seawing says no. Long Islander says yes. Strong says no. Jaron Joseph says yes to the poll. Let's see. Thank you, Lorna. Right, let's go back here and see what we got. What was the last one I did? Ben J. Winston says yes. Michael Robinson says no. Do you think Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? Good morning, caller.
Hey, Steve. Good morning.
Morning.
Happy birthday, honey.
Thanks, love.
You're most welcome. Morning, Rich. Morning, love.
Morning, Mrs. R. How are you?
Morning, my love. I'm good. I'm great. It's Friday. So, answers yes to the poll. Wendell, good morning.
Good morning, Christy.
Okay. All right. So you all have a good day now. Lots of love.
Same to you. Back at you.
All right. Let's see. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I voted yes yesterday. Anyhow, my vote this morning is yes.
All right.
Mi amor.
Buenos dias.
Okay. Let's see. Richard P. Knights, yes. Andre. Thanks, Andre. No. Drop there. Cheryl Henry, no. Boswell John, no. DL, yes. Let's see. Julia S. Batiste, yes. Lester Craigwell says no to the poll. Pearl Corder says yes. Cascade St. Anne says yes. Captain Ron says no. Lorna says no.
Lester Craigwell, that's an interesting comment that you think he's the only member of the PNM that could defend.
Say it again. He's the only member of the PNM that what, Wendell?
That could defeat Kamala.
Oh.
I don't know. I think Kamala Persad-Bissessar doing a good job of defeating herself.
Pearl Corder says yes. Rena Budu Jennings says no. Carol Guevara says yes. Peppy, morning Peppy, says no. Right. Do you think the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? Yes or no? Beauty Culture says yes. Call us, let us know as well. Yes or no? 222-8255. North Americans, toll free 866-525-1099.
Yes. So you can keep voting, and while we're waiting for you to stream in, with your votes, just letting you know that the Nobel Peace Prize for 2024 has been awarded to a grassroots movement of Japanese atomic bomb survivors for its campaign to eliminate nuclear weapons.
I saw that.
So that's the Nobel Peace Prize for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, CJ.
Good morning, Charmaine. Good morning, Riri.
All right. Do you think the Prime Minister will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? Yes or no? All right. Keith Watkins says yes. 318-1021. That's our WhatsApp. 318-1021.
Thank you.
Right.
Of course, theatre is on this weekend. That's extravagant news. News takes place at Cipriani College this weekend, Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30. Get your tickets. Cipriani College box office opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. And of course, tickets available at K Squared Fashion, at Eastgates, West Mall, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas. Jabili Rawe in Tunapuna Electronics, in Arima, Sharpflair Auto Services, and of course, Antoni's Florals in Valpark Shopping Plaza.
All right. Of course, there's no school today, so traffic is pretty light. There is an accident northbound on the Solo just after Freeport. All right. So, please.
Where's that little play thing this weekend, Richard?
Cipriani
College.
Cipriani, okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's grab another call. Good morning. What's your vote?
Steve, sorry I didn't tell you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Please, you do enjoy the day.
Thank you so much, Zena. Appreciate that.
It's morning, CJ, Rena, everybody. Yes, Lips, and I see Keith Watkins saying yes. Good morning, Keith.
You know Keith? She answer.
I don't. All right, let's get into our 7 o'clock major news. AVZ.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
Two policemen allegedly involved in the kidnapping and subsequent murder of used car dealer Sachal Kunj Bihari have been charged with murder. The finance minister describes Hyatt's rescinded plan to stop accepting TT cash as foolishness. The Prime Minister hints at his political swan song in the budget debate in the House of Representatives. The PCA says it's expecting a file on the murder of a mother and her daughter by next week, Monday, and at least 10 people are confirmed dead after Hurricane Milton passes through Florida. Details in a moment. This is news at 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. I'm Avril Sintil Bab. Good morning. Word coming to our newsroom indicates that two police officers allegedly involved in the kidnapping and subsequent murder of used car dealer Sachal Kunj Bihari have been charged with murder and misbehavior in public office. The officers are reportedly attached to the Central Division. Kunj Bihari was abducted on September 25th in Chaguanas by occupants of a marked police vehicle. 2 days later, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service issued a media statement in which it said that officers were actively pursuing all leads into the incident where individuals dressed in tactical uniforms intercepted a vehicle on Jerningham Railway Road, Chaguanas. It was reported that 3 occupants, including 2 police officers in tactical uniforms in a marked police vehicle, detained a 32-year-old man and left the scene with him. Days later, after a $500,000 ransom was paid, his decomposing remains were found in a shallow grave off Poco Road, Longdonville on Thursday. He was identified by his fingerprints. 2 police officers and a civilian were arrested and the squad car seized as part of investigations into the case. Several units of the TTPS were involved in the investigations, involving the Anti-Kidnapping Unit, Homicide Bureau of Investigations, Professional Standards Bureau, Special Investigations Unit, NOTF, Financial Investigations Unit, Cyber and Social Media Unit, and other intelligence units and agencies. Finance Minister Colm Imbert yesterday issued a stinging criticism of the Hyatt Regency's recent rescinded decision to not accept TT cash, describing it as foolishness. He was speaking in the lower house as he wrapped the 2025 budget debate. He spoke on the issue for the first time publicly, saying that it was a good thing that Hyatt rescinded its foolish decision to tell citizens of this country that they are no longer accepting Trinidad and Tobago dollars. He also rejected claims that the decision would have affected the government's plans to go cashless. The finance minister added that major countries in the world like India and China have gone cashless, and Trinidad and Tobago should not be left behind. The Prime Minister hinted at his political swan song in the budget debate in the House of Representatives on October 10th, following similar sentiments expressed earlier in the debate by Mayaro MP Rushton Parry. Accordingly, acknowledging Parry, Dr. Rowley said that he was now in his 10th year as Prime Minister. Dr. Rowley added, quote, "I too may be a swan, but ladies and gentlemen, colleagues in this house, as long as I could leave here having done the best for the people of TNT, it doesn't matter when I leave, but I will leave with my head held high," end quote. He said he hopes when he leaves, he will be proud to say he served with certain MPs. Waving his hand along the opposition benches, Rowley said that he hopes that he would not have to say those individuals he was proud to have served with would be found where the average person does not live. He closed with, quote, "Madam Speaker, it has been a pleasure working with you as Parliamentary Speaker. I don't know how much longer I will have in this Parliament, but I have done my duty and I have kept the course." To sustain, end quote, to sustain desk thumping from government MPs, he continued, quote, "I have run the race. I look forward not for a pot of gold, but for my family at the end of this rainbow. I thank you, Madam Speaker," end quote. He then sat down as the desk thumping continued. Next week, Monday, is the expected timeline the Police Complaints Authority is giving the police service to collect the file on the recent incident where a mother and her child were killed, reportedly by a male relative in Barrackpore. Deputy Director of the Police Complaints Authority, Michelle Solomon Bashk, says from word revealed by a senior police officer in the case, the probe has been completed and the PCA can now intervene and monitor the file. She said it does fall under its remit of the PCA. The update was indicated during the Hard Talk program on Thursday.
When we investigate a matter, it takes more than 2 days to come to any kind of conclusion. And I do find it interesting that investigation was completed and comments are being made justifying the conduct of the police in the matter. So we are still going to investigate the matter, and because the police have very helpfully, PCA has the power to monitor and audit that file, and we are very grateful to the senior police officer who put it out there that he completed his investigation, so then we can go and do our work and it shouldn't take so much time.
The Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago has confirmed operations have returned to normal workforce levels. It says staff is working to clear any backlog in a timely manner. Last week, the authority explained operations were limited due to a worker shortage. You are listening to news on Power 102 Digital to 7 o'clock. Further afield, at least 10 people are confirmed dead after Hurricane Milton passed through Florida, though the total number of deaths could rise as rescue workers make their way through floodwaters and debris. More than 3 million homes and businesses are without power, while Governor Ron DeSantis says more flooding is expected in coming days. Florida residents are being warned not to visit areas hit by Hurricane Milton after it brought tornadoes, floods, and storm surges to the state. Well, finally, here is weather news for the period today till midnight. Trinidad and Tobago, hot and sunny conditions will be interrupted by cloudy spells accompanied by light to moderate showers. There is a medium chance of isolated heavy showers or thunderstorms favoring the afternoon. Nighttime mostly fair despite partly cloudy spells with a few showers. Please note that gusty winds and street or flash flooding may occur in or near heavy showers or thunderstorms. Also, there's a mild to moderate concentration of Sahara dust that's expected in the atmosphere. Persons sensitive to changes in air quality should take the necessary precautions. And occasional long-period northerly swells may cause the temporary agitation of sea conditions along northerly-facing coasts. All marine interests are being advised to exercise caution. You can expect a temperature high this morning of 33 degrees Celsius at Piarco International Airport and 32 degrees Celsius at Crown Point in Tobago. Currently, it is 27 degrees Celsius at Piarco and 25 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Recapping your headlines to 7 o'clock, 2 policemen allegedly involved in the kidnapping and subsequent murder of used car dealer Sachal Kunj Bihari have been charged with murder. The finance minister describes Hyatt's rescinded plan to stop accepting TT cash as foolishness. The Prime Minister hints at his political swan song in the budget debate in the House of Representatives. The PCA says it's expecting the file on the murder of a mother and her daughter by next week, Monday, and at least 10 people are confirmed dead after Hurricane Milton passed through Florida. I'm Avril Sindhill-Bab. That was News 2, 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. Look out for more news in detail at 12 noon and an update coming your way at 8 o'clock this morning. For more details, log on to power102fm.com.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
All righty. Thank you so much, Avril, for our major news. You can join her again. Give me 8 o'clock for our news brief. All right. Traffic-wise, I said there's an accident on the solid northbound just after Freeport. That's creating a little bit of backup. There's no school today, so traffic is pretty much light. There's another accident I have to tell you about, and that is by the Kearney Bridge. All right, yeah, by the roundabout there. There is an accident there. By the Kearney Bridge, there, that roundabout there. Of course, after you pass UE and Page, you're pretty much clear until Barataria. Maraval, you're so light, it's unbelievable. All right, let's see if we have any more votes coming through. Let's see, I do. We did beauty culture, Keith Watkins. Adrian Cotto says yes. Mathura says yes. And Noel says yes. Thank you, Mathura. Marcia Rock. Oh, hope all is well with you, Marcia Rock. And yes to the poll. Thank you so much. Andrew Renu says no. Randy Kelly says no. Michael Oliver says no. Hanif Daniel says no. Let's see. Val. Morning, Val. Thank you. Says yes, and Marie says yes. All right, that's all the new votes I've got.
Listen to the news. You listen to the deputy of the PCA. You know, I picked up on her snarkiness, for want of a better word, concerning the police report.
Okay. So anyway, our poll this morning was: do you think Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics? We had 42 people voting on the poll in the allotted time. Of the 42 people, 27 of you said yes. You do think that he will soon exit the Parliament and retire from active politics. And 15 of you said no, you do not think so. So 27 said yes, 15 said no, for a total of 42. I hope my math is correct. And of course, you can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day through our programming, and we'll give you the final results on Monday morning because it is Friday. So the weekend has begun. School is out today because of a teacher conference. So there'll be less traffic on the road. And of course, we are moving briskly towards the weekend when the weekend has actually begun. And just reminding you, of course, the theaters on this weekend at Cipriani College. That's extravagant news. What in the dark must come to light is on at Cipriani College. Of course, tickets are available at Cipriani College from 12 noon to 6 p.m. And of course, all our usual outlets: K-Squared Fashions, Eastgates, West Mall, Brentwood Mall, Electronics in Arima, Jabili Rawi in Tunapuna, and Tony's Florals in the Val Park Shopping Plaza, which is under massive renovation, and it looks absolutely great, actually. And of course, Chanflair Auto Services, that's in Chanflair. So you can get all of your tickets at all of those outlets. You can also purchase tickets online in RSRR Productions Theatre, and you can see the route in how you accomplish that. And of course, feel free to follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram.
Look now, the most frustrating thing is to put it and then realize you're going into depression right now.
You're still going in and out. We didn't understand anything you said.
Anybody else?
You're still going in and out. We didn't understand anything you said.
Oh, okay. I don't know why that's happening still. Somebody who lives on Matura Street, Roy's. Okay.
What?
St. James, now when you have coffee, bring for me now, please. Am I still going in and out?
No, you're good there.
Okay. All right. Because the water boiled, but I have no coffee. Somebody promised me roti last week. I got no roti.
Yeah, join that club.
So.
All right. So let's take some calls. 222-8255. Toll free North Americans, 866-525-1099.
Yeah. Do we have any guests today?
I know it's Friday, so we would normally just hear from our listeners.
Must have been very challenging to live with you in a window.
It is. It is. It is. It is. It could be that is. But for most people, it's a breeze.
With the exception of your children.
Good morning, caller.
Morning. Mr. Steve Khan. Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you, pal.
And may God continue to give you health and strength.
Let's hope so.
I hope Paul Richards, I buy a triple for you today. Richard Ragoobarsingh, I buy a Heineken for you. And my partner, I buy an Extreme for you.
Thanks,
Extreme.
An Extreme. All right.
Man, enjoy the day today, man.
Thank you, pal. Appreciate it.
You drink Rude Boy Extreme? He gone?
Mr. Patrick?
Huh?
Do you drink Rude Boy Extreme?
No, not extreme to extreme.
Okay.
All righty.
All right.
Lots of calls. Good morning.
Morning, Steve.
Morning, dear.
A very happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Dr. Paul, and good morning to Wendell. Wendell, I want to ask you a question before I go into what I'm going to say. So do you don't sleep properly only when you stay in Trinidad, or when you go abroad if you sleep well?
What kind of question is that?
That's a good one, you know.
I actually only sleep well when I travel.
That's what I'm saying. Like, apparently, you don't complain when you're abroad, but when you're home here, you don't sleep. So you had to check on that. Something wrong. Change your mattress, change something.
Yeah, you're right.
But the mattress mattress probably holds some traumatic memories.
Yes.
Yes, that's what happened there.
Change the blinds, change something, because apparently something needs changing in order for you to sleep. If not you,
I know what it is. I think I know what it is, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, but you see, Wendell, if you know what it is and the longer it takes, it won't get better. You will suffer, because you talk about depression just now, right?
Yes.
So you better take it in time, and don't procrastinate. So, Paul, I believe Dr. Rowley will be leaving, and I will be happy if he'll be leaving this time. I mean, at age 74, going on 75. Who wants to take on managing this country, Trinidad and Tobago, when it could be the sheep and your goat will be more fun to play with than to see what is the people of Trinidad and Tobago, where you can't please everybody. But of course, you can please the sheep and goat, because once they're very full and they're patting their head and things, they feel good. So you get a lot more pleasure seeing all that than taking care of people in Trinidad. So I wish Dr. Rowley well. I would prefer he doesn't stay on, and let us, let him go away with, how to put it, in a blaze of glory. If Dicey said he has done what he has to do, and he knows in his mind he did a good job. So, Dr. Rowley, I wish you well with your family and your animals. Have a good morning, y'all.
All righty. Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yes. I think Dr. Rowley already knew what time he seemed to be waiting on something to really make his exit. Because Dr. Rowley is a person, though, he wouldn't talk that kind of thing like that. Dr. Rowley is a very serious individual. This is why they demonizing him like that, because the kind of person Dr. Rowley is, a very serious-minded and straight-walking kind of individual. So that is why you find that they demonizing him and things. So, like what they used to do, Mr. Manning and things, until after his past, God rest his soul, then they would have talked about, he didn't know what he's doing with 2020 and all kind of things. We feel Dr. Rowley, I mean, he's a fellow I would miss from politics, because he's not a easy person, not a person you could push around and catch him in all kind of nonsense. I would surely miss Dr. Rowley. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. Frank from Fort St. Lucie. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Frank.
Happy birthday to my granddaughter, Elise Edwards, who is today. And best of luck to you.
All right.
And I say yes to the polls.
All right. Milton, did you any damage?
Only a tree, a twig in the yard fell.
Okay, see, you got away. Well, that's good. Glad to know you're safe, and thank you so much.
Everything was away. All right. Okay.
All the best. Good morning. Good morning. One more time. Good morning. Not there. Let's go. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
I just passed in Piaco, and you said something that I had to mention to you. But I know was wrong. Remember the parking area you spoke about for the waiting area for flights?
Yeah, right after the Piaco police station.
Right. Well, I thought it never had security there, but I just passed there, and apparently they have security in the day. But in the nighttime, there is no security there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And yeah. Well, which I find is very unsafe, because I actually went in there and made a video recording to show how it is at night. And also, I would expect that area to have free Wi-Fi, because if there's somebody coming, they could log on to the Wi-Fi in the airport. You have Wi-Fi there, or they could communicate via WhatsApp. That, hey, yeah, I just land, I reach, whatever it is. The area doesn't have free Wi-Fi, which is something I feel they dropped the ball on. That's supposed to have a little mobile Wi-Fi hotspot there, that people who don't have data could still get a call to say, hey, I reach, you flight land, whatever the case may be. And at security, it does have lights, have a lot of lights. It's well lit at night, but I feel that security would make people more comfortable, because on the wrong timing, several people could be Saturday and get robbed in the night.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Hope the authorities are listening. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, guys. Carol here.
Hey, Carol here.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you, Gova.
Right. Excuse me. So I have two complaints. The first one is with TNT. Last week, I went into TNT and paid a bill that I had, an outstanding bill. I paid the bill. The bill was $888. I paid the bill. I paid $900. Monday afternoon at 2:45, I lie down watching my TV. I see my lights going off. But I hear my neighbor playing music. Gone outside to see this contractor from TNTech telling me my lights cut for non-payment of bill. I said, no, I had a bill. I paid my bill last week. He's showing me a red card telling me I have $900 and something in arrears. I said, no, I don't. I paid my bill. Anyway, ma'am, he gave my attitude and stuff, and he go and walk in my yard, and, eventually he left. So I called a nephew of mine working TNTech and explained to him what is happening. So he said, I'm going to send the information for him. I send the information, I send the receipt where I paid and whatnot and things. Eventually he told me, after he checked it out, he came around and told me what had happened is that a new bill was generated. A new bill was generated. And they attached it to the old bill. He said, but in any case, they were wrong, because you paid the old bill and the new bill is not due or overdue. So they had no right to cut, your service. But they already cut it. So you would have to pay it. I said, well, I don't mind paying it. But then I had to pay a reconnection fee when I wasn't really due for disconnection. And that was when he came and cut it was 2:45 in the afternoon. So, TNTech cashier closed at 3 o'clock. So I had to go online and pay it online. Of course, pay my reconnection fee. I had $265 reconnection fee when they weren't supposed to cut my service, anyway. And, but at least I got them. They did come back about 8 o'clock in the night and reconnect my service.
You didn't have to pay the reconnection fee, correct?
I had to pay the reconnection fee. So I'm being told now that I need to make a complaint and let them reimburse. So TNTech don't reimburse nobody with nothing, which
So you pay for their mistake. All right.
Exactly. And my second point is these insurance companies. My vehicle was involved in an accident in January. My daughter was driving the vehicle. A guy came down the side exiting Freeport, the flyover at Freeport there, came onto the left side, ducking in front of her, rain falling. She slammed on the brake, took up a skid, and slammed into him. He in turn spun around, hit two other vehicles. She lost control, hit another vehicle on the left, and it was a bad accident. Thankfully, nobody was injured, but the whole front of my car was in a mess. So, insurance, she was wrong because she hit from behind, as they say. And the claim was mine, right? I had to make a claim because although my daughter was driving, it was my vehicle, my insurance. Long story short, my insurance is expiring on the 18th of this month. So on the 1st of the month, I called Sagicor to find out, what's happening with my insurance and things. Only to be told, I am not being invited to renew with Sagicor because of that claim. And I think insurance is a whole big scam. And added to that now, of course, they give you a letter to that effect. 2 other insurance companies telling me that they will not cover me because of that claim. So I'm saying, well, what is happening here? So I'm what? I can't drive my vehicle. I'm never to get insurance from anybody because I made a claim. Guys, why you have insurance? I don't understand what's happening.
I do understand that. I have actually tried on more than one occasion to get Attic on the program, and they tirelessly take my name and number, and nobody ever called.
It's crazy.
There's so many things with insurance. I'm hearing and that if someone hits you and they're intoxicated, that the insurance won't pay. All kind of nonsense. I hear it.
Yeah. A broker is supposed to call me back today. She told me she would
go to
shop around for me and see what's happening. So hopefully, because just now is the 18th, today for the 11th.
Yeah, you have a week again.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Carol.
That's my venting for this morning.
All right. Take a bush bath.
Yeah. In the meantime, take a bush bath, a milk bath, beat yourself with a cocaine broom.
Go up Mountain Benedict.
Try anything.
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to the breakfast crew. And
morning too.
Yeah, man, I listen for you, Steve Can. Happy birthday.
Rain.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Oh, Tinto.
Birthday to you, man.
Thanks, Tinto. All the best day. Appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
All right. Lots of calls coming in. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know. This caller is probably, I don't know where they're listening to. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Miss Sampson.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you.
We will see many more. We will see many more. Concerning Dr. Rowley, I hope if he has to go after the election, so he can tie up all his loose ends, things that he put in place, because you know how it goes. You all have a good day. Morning, Wendell and Richard.
Good morning. All righty. Thank you.
I'm not following.
What?
Hello.
Okay.
I'm
Morning.
not following the people.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you, dearie.
Continued blessings.
Appreciate it.
Steve, I want to ask you something.
Okay, go ahead.
The shop that I don't know, there was a neighborhood shop, I think it's on Bellsmith Street. Can shop, was that your parents' or grandparents' shop?
No idea.
No idea?
Nothing to do with us.
Oh, you didn't grow up in Cura?
Yeah.
Oh, there used to be a shop there here now. That shop used to, in front of that shop used to have all the fights from these 2 schools, Cura PC and Fatima RC. Oh gosh, here now. That I said, I asked you if that shop owner was your father or your grandfather.
No,
Anyway.
My grandmother had a shop, but I was in Kunapia.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. Yes. Now I am hearing the TTPS. So I heard ACP Meister on the TV yesterday talking on. He was on the tape talking about. They want to have a bullying program where they will be going to all the different schools, teaching the children about bullying and what they should do. And, he's hoping the Minister of Education will give him
give them permission. And I am hoping it will be done because a lot of children are fearful. A lady told me her son didn't used to want to go to school. You know, when children tell you, my belly hurting me, my head hurting me, you're feeling they want to go to school. Is a bully in the school was making that child don't want to go to school. So I am hoping that it will be implemented and it will be successful because children can't be going to school in fear. No way. So this is my wish for the TTPS to get that program going and let children be able to go to school and get their education. No child is to stop no child from going to school. Y'all have a blessed weekend.
All right. Thank you. All my lines are lit up. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Steve. Penelope Spencer is extending happy birthday wishes to you.
Oh, Penny. Thank you so much, Penny. Appreciate it. Mwah, mwah. Lots of kisses to you. Appreciate it, Penny. Good morning.
Yeah, morning. I listened to the lady that about the insurance and the light bill. Our partners booked you and take a remand. They say once your name on that list, right? What has happened? A lot of people just pay light bill sometimes to the bank. It does take about 5-6 days to reach. And sometimes you pay, but reach late. You understand?
I'll tell you something, Mr. Patrick. I used to pay all my bills, Tech and B-Mobile and stuff, online. So I did that for a number of years. Yeah. And then one day, for one of these bills, I got disconnected. And I'm saying, no, I always try to keep my bills in credit by 1 month. So I'm saying, so I called, why am I disconnected? Oh, non-payment of bill. And I said, but no, I pay this bill. Well, did you pay through the app? No, I paid through the bank. To make a long story short, all my payments for 7 to 8 months, they did not receive. So I had to go now and pull up all my bank statements and send it to them to only realize I have thousands of dollars in credit now. So I didn't have to pay that bill. So what I do now, I don't trust it. There's a few things I don't trust when it comes to that. So Tech is around the corner, I go there. B-Mobile is around the corner.
I realize that because
I do that manually now.
And it reach. I don't know why they don't hold back the money in the bank. I don't know why, but it's reach late. So what's that name on the list? Because you pay, but it's reach late.
Yeah.
No, that insurance issue with the lady talk about it. She said she daughter was driving her car. If she daughter name not on the insurance, they will give a problem. You know that, right?
Well, you see, Carol's daughter is over 25. Is that if you're under 25?
No. They still say your name ought to be on the insurance.
So, Mr. Patrick, if I lend you my car, I have to put your name on my insurance?
And that's why you reach to a point now you don't lend people your car. With it new you point turn and all them kind of back that going on right now. Just imagine I lend you my car and you get an accident. It's the car. They look at that, the number, the car, and everything.
I'll try to get some folks on Matic. I'll revisit that task.
That because I heard about that. I hear people lend people the car, they get an accident, and the insurance don't want to honor it because them was not the insured person.
Well, that's new to me. That's not how I understand insurance. Once you're over 25, you should be covered once the person has given you consent.
Right? It's about a clause over 25, right? But you have to put the person's name on the insurance.
That is such nonsense. That is such nonsense.
These are things people have to look into, and the insurance have to come and let people look clearly what is what, right?
I'll try. I'll try again. I'll try from today.
Right. You have a P vehicle, you have a P license, and you lend somebody like a Hilux. They say no, you have a heavy T license, you have a Hilux.
No, Hilux is normal. I think is the I believe is the Wild Tracks or the Ranger, one of those, which I find is absolute nonsense that you have to get a T license.
Here the license officer saying once you put load in the vehicle, it automatically turns a heavy vehicle. It's the tray and the MGW they're looking at.
I find that
So
such foolishness for a pickup.
So that thing change up and the public don't really know what's going on.
But the car dealership should tell you that.
Well, a lot of people don't know that. You can have a panel van. You drive it with a P license, a panel van. It has no load in it. The minute you load up that van, they say that heavy van.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine that just, in fact, today I think he's getting it. He bought a Ford Wild Trax, and they told him that he had to get a T.
Yeah, you got a T for that.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Mr. Patrick.
All right.
All my lines lit up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Randy.
Hi.
Big fan. Have a happy birthday and to the rest of the breakfast talkers. I'll call you all the breakfast talkers. Mr. Wendell.
Morning, Miss Bobby.
Yes, I couldn't get a call in at some point. I have a little problem with my internet. But all the best on your birthday, Mr. Khan, and may the Lord give you much more. And thank God you let to see your age. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Bobby. Hello. Hello.
Steve, I just want to correct Mr. Patrick with something there. It's only if you are driving a vehicle over 3950 MGW that you have to get a heavy T license, Mr. Patrick. So the only vehicle besides those higher vehicles is the Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
That they need to have heavy T license for.
Which I find is absolute nonsense.
Yeah, I went to test drive one, and that's how they told me that as well. But I got my heavy T anyway, but I didn't buy it again anyhow. But you need that to have to drive it on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you could buy it on below. But if you're on the road, you need to have your heavy T license plate. And one other thing I want to talk about is insurance. When I insured my vehicle, my son was only 18 years at that time, but I didn't want to put his name on it just yet, but they told me he cannot drive it. He's under 25 if his name is not on the insurance. But I didn't want to put it yet, so I dilly-dally for a year, and I put it when he was 19. But I sent him to do, defensive driving. So that was they told me, okay, yes, I got a discount because the price was so high to include his name. So I got a little discount because of that. Now, last year, because he was out of the country, last year and the year before, I took out his name and I went to reinsure. And I put my name alone, and they said there was something for over 50. So I said, okay, I'll take that one. But nobody under 50 could drive that vehicle. That is what they told me, But nobody else drives my vehicle, so that's not a problem. My son came back last year when I did over my insurance. I put back his name, and I don't want nothing with over 50 because he wouldn't be able to drive it. So I put the regular insurance. Again, he's still under 25, but, because I got a further discount because no claim and so on. So right now, he drives my vehicle. I always tell him, be careful. I mean, sometimes not he will cause it. But I think that if the lady who called earlier on is because her daughter's name probably not on the insurance as well, and the insurance states sometimes you and only you must be driving it, I think that is why they tell him these things. I could be wrong, but that
yeah. I'll try and get people from. I'm trying again to get some people from Attic on the program. There's so many questions. Thank you, dear. So many questions when it comes to insurance.
Insurance is a rip-off.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Plain and simple.
And I think I got I'm with Tatil. And so my mail goes to my parents' house, and I think mom called me and told me that now you're only allowed 3 free tours. So you have oh gosh, it slipped my mind. What do you call it again? Car assistance. What do you call it? You know what I'm talking about. Where you could,
however the number is.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
that I'm only allowed 3 now per annum.
Mhm.
Before it
Well,
was unlimited.
You're lucky you get
I mean, I've never used it. I've
Roadside
never used it.
assistance.
Roadside assistance.
Yeah.
I've never used it. But you're telling me I only allowed 3 for 12 months?
Yep.
Not everybody can afford a brand new car where there's no problems.
Hmm.
And then you hit a pothole, you create alarm break. I'm just saying. Or you get flat with like Richard lock keys in the car. I don't know. Good morning, caller.
Good morning again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Steve, it is very much so. What the lady said, she's right. But it just happened to my husband. Somebody ran into him with his 80 wagon, and they run up and down, and then in the end, when you harass yourself, they tell you, well, you know what? The man was driving his friend's vehicle, and his name not on the insurance, so you have nothing to get. So you have to fix your vehicle for yourself. So I'm wondering, what people paying even third-party insurance for?
No, third party is just to have
insurance.
no third party now is just to show when they get stopped by the police that they have insurance.
Well,
It have nothing. It have no windshield. It have no nothing.
It is a serious scam. And then now you have to pay additional for roadside assistance. Well, I believe some insurances may be a bit different, but I find it is so unfair.
Yeah.
You understand?
And there are a lot of people that get in accidents. They go to the police station and nothing happens, you know. The guy never reported to his insurance and this and that. When a guy hit me, it took me what? Months before I could get my claim. Why does it take so long?
And you know what is very annoying too, Steve? Apart from taking that long with your claim, somebody hit me too, and when I get to find out, well, when I got his insurance, when I check up to find out, the man have some insurance from some half-dead company somewhere
No,
in
as you call it, a half-dead company. There are plenty of insurance companies like that, huh?
Watch now, and in South, you know, Steve, and when I went to my insurance company, very close to me here, and I said, well, I'd always see how they're helping me here. They tell me, darling, you have to, all they give me is a form. They say, you have to go to his company. I said, so what the hell am I paying all my money for when the year comes? It's only because I don't want police to stop me and I have insurance, you know, but that insurance is a scam, and all of them, house insurance too. You just go to them to pay that and you hear it going up by a whole $1,000. What bring on that? They tell me the world insurance going up in the world. What the hell is going on? So all like in Florida, where I have what going down there, when insurance going up the world over, so we in trouble down here.
Yes, it's interconnected, you know.
Yeah, but there's a man and poor
It's
people.
interconnected. How I understand it, it's that you may have thousands and thousands of insurance companies.
Yeah.
Even in the United States and stuff like that. But you just have a few international reinsurers.
Yeah.
And those reinsurers are the ones who reinsure those insurance companies. Let's say we're looking at the Western Hemisphere, across the Western Hemisphere. So that when something catastrophic happens and they have a big payout, it affects everybody in that area under that reinsurer.
Yeah.
But what happens, Richard?
That's how I understand it. I could be wrong, but that's how I understand it.
Yes. Richard, well, that is what is happening. But the thing is, we have no control over our companies here. But when you go, they're telling you that. And before your insurance is up, the company change hands. You hear somebody buy over the company, some of the insurance, and they're under that umbrella. And, man, listen,
Thanks, Zina.
It's a rip-off.
Yeah.
Wendell, Steve Watkins is my in-laws.
Okay.
My son is married to his sister.
Okay. All right. Nice.
Okay.
Nice guy. Very nice guy.
All right, thank you.
Very nice. Okay.
All right. And then when insurance now, so let's say the car to fix the car, parts and labor costs, I'm just calling a figure, $1,000. The guy who was giving the estimate excuse me. The guy who's fixing the car will have to some will tell you, well, you had to give me $300 for estimate. And then if it costs $1,000, we'll have to send in a claim of $1,500 because the insurance company won't pay the full amount, even though it costs $1,000.
They never pay the full amount.
Full amount. So that's why when the guy hit the car, I said, listen, I called Ronnie at Ventura. I said, Ronnie, somebody hit my car. I'm going through Tatil. Go ahead. Tatil, pay Ronnie. I able with his nonsense with getting check and this and that. If it costs $1,000, if you're an adjuster, you should know the parts to fix the car. You should also know how much labor will cost.
I think the adjusters just get paid depending on how much they could take off from your claim.
I don't know about that.
I feel that's how they get paid.
I find it such a... That's why if you get an accident now, it is such a headache. It is a headache.
It's always a headache. It didn't used to not be a headache. It's always a headache.
Yeah. In Toronto, when I got somebody had hit me on the side, it ice and the car slip and hit into my car. Next day it went to fix it. I got it back. I don't know anything about money. The police came. They took the report right there in the police car. And that was it. The guy said, I hit some ice and he slipped and he hit my back door. And that had changed the entire back door and back fender or something like that. But I had nothing to do except sit down in the police car and give the report, show my driver's permit, show my insurance. That was it. No headache. Take it in to fix. I got to use her car. They came, picked up the car to carry it to fix. And the guy came in a car at the same time. So I had no inconvenience whatsoever.
I think any insurance company in Trinidad and Tobago that can guarantee the least amount of headache in terms of any unfortunate incident,
they'll be successful.
In terms of how it's managed, would get a lot of business.
It's a headache. Calls coming in like crazy. Good morning.
How easy it is in terms of the process and least amount of headache to you.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so I want to touch on this marijuana, the issue with the decriminalization of marijuana. That is having a very adverse effect on the youth of Trinidad and Tobago. I know it was done hastily because we are approaching an election, but I think the election is done and gone. We should revisit it. They also said that they had things in place for people who were using marijuana in the public. Up to this day, I have never seen or heard anybody being convicted of that. I had a conversation with Alexander, Inspector Alexander, and you know what was the reason for that, Steve? Hello?
Go ahead.
Is that they don't have the necessary paperwork to charge people. But I can tell you, it is creating havoc in the schools and among the youth of this country. I think it's time that they revisit it and probably...
But how you arrive at that conclusion?
What's that?
The conclusion that it created havoc.
Of course, you're seeing it on the street. I'm not living under a rock, I'm out here. I am here. I'm seeing the youth. I'm seeing what it's doing to the youth.
And you know it's marijuana?
Of course it is. I mean, you have to be living under a rock not to observe the behavior of the people, the youths especially. Today, walking, smoking open on the public roads, and you're having them behaving strangely. I could see it. You ask John Public, you do a poll on that one of these mornings, and you would find out for yourself. Don't take it from me. Since you're coming to defense of it in a particular way, don't take it from me.
Is that what you picked up from me, that I'm trying to defend it?
Of course I did. And so the other thing I want to touch on is the insurance. The insurance companies, they clearly state that you have to be 25 years and over or 2 years driving experience. If you're under 25 years, they would ask that you include the additional driver on thing, whichever one of the criteria you would have met, you will be covered. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a nice week.
All right. Yeah,
I don't think
people are buying insurance
I
already.
don't think you should go back to criminalizing small amounts of marijuana. That created havoc in the court system and havoc in terms of abuse by police officers and havoc on people's records and other types of havoc in other ways. So no to reversing it. That's my opinion.
Absolutely no.
Morning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning, KP.
That's coming
Happy
from-
birthday,
Katie.
Steve.
That's
Thanks,
coming from
buddy.
two people who never smoke.
Yeah, may you have many, many more.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I also want to just weigh in here a little bit about the insurance issues, right? So I have been around the insurance industry for quite a while, and I will tell you that when it comes to motor insurance, I still can't really figure out a good bit of it. But what I will tell you is this: is that most insurance policies is that yes, you can have drivers over the age of 25 using the vehicle, and you don't have to put their name on the insurance, but the driver must have had at least, I think, 2 years driving experience already. And I think sometimes that is what people miss in their policy. That the driver that is driving the vehicle must have had at least, so you could be over 25, but you must have had at least 2 years driving experience to be valid on the policy. That's one. And two, whereas, claims and stuff comes, well, yes, I will say this though, that for any insurance company, that, the line of motor insurance is never a profitable line. They almost always, just either break even or always have small losses on it. But by law that they're required to carry that line of insurance. So the insurance companies tend to, as much as possible, try to minimize their losses.
So let me ask you this one. Is this a myth? So let's say that Richard Ragoobarsingh,
stop calling up my name in my mouth.
Went liming in St. James.
Putting my name in your mouth.
He had Ricardo driving his car. Right? So the car is owned by Richard, but Ricardo is his partner. And Richard had some drinks. It just so happened that Richard hit me.
Richard's car, you mean?
Richard's vehicle hits me.
Right.
Is his insurance null and void and getting my car fixed? Because somebody told me that a drunk man hit him already. The insurance company said they wasn't paying.
And again, that's another myth. You see, when you insure something, you insure the actual chattel or the actual vehicle itself, right? So the insurance is covering the vehicle, and any damages that the vehicle causes is covered under third party, what we call the third party clause, basically. Because if you hit somebody, that vehicle has to cover the expenses that it is causing damage. Now, whether or not the insurance company could then reclaim from Richard based upon if he violated his policy terms and conditions with them, now that's a different matter, right? But the company should would be, once the vehicle has valid insurance to the period that the accident occurred, you can actually claim from the company.
So in my friend's case, where the insurance company said they're not paying to fix my friend's car, that's illegal.
You could take it to the ombudsman, and
ombudsman again. That's a whole 10 years right there. That's 10 years. I know somebody.
But I mean, that is the channel that you'll need to take it.
I know somebody going through the financial ombudsman, and that thing taking so long. So long. A pawpaw tree could grow, bear fruit, and it's still waiting.
I don't know, but the financial ombudsman listens to the show.
Oh.
So he could probably.
And this comes back to why I go to TNT and B-Mobile and Digicel and all these places to physically pay my bill. Good morning.
Steve, insurance going to jump in and try to twist this thing all how. Insurance is a rip-off. That's all. And you know what I'm saying? When people have to pay, now you have to pay that to drive on the road. Your house, that is the best way out is to have your house insured. But these things are killers.
And what happens is when the government come now with their tax that we all want services for to be paid, people making noise. But you know that cheaper for me, the government tax, land and the house and land tax. It is less for me than what I have to pay in house insurance and car insurance. I get so vexed up the last month. I get on kind of bad in the and you had to read no fine print. When you go and they're taking your thousands of dollars, explain it to you. Tell me about no fine print. That is where the trick is. Thank you.
All right.
And some home insurance policies don't cover flood. You have to ask for flood insurance.
No, you have to ask for that.
You have to ask for it.
You have to say, am I covered for flood? Am I covered for a hurricane? A tree come and crash into my car. Am I covered for that? I find all that should be. Isn't that what full comprehensive is all about?
You think so, eh?
When an individual hit me and I have full comprehensive on my car, which I thought I had loss of use on, I did not. I thought, I'm saying, well, I have full comprehensive. Isn't that included? No. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Full report you get. That's what you get. Full report.
Full comprehensive should be full. That's what it means. Full. Which if it don't, or just call it comprehensive with add-ons. I don't get it. David Wayes, you're absolutely right. Some adjusters want to, he says, if you have a brand new car, adjusters want to put bamboo parts. That is also correct.
I tell you, they get paid based on how much
that
money
is
they
also
pay
correct. So if a fender costs $1,000 and I have a brand new car, 1 year old, let's just say it, and the bamboo have the same part for $100, I'm not going to the bamboo part and I want it from the dealer.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock, guys.
Yeah. So it is Friday. The weekend has begun, people, and this is where we wrap up the Power Breakfast Show for this week. Of course, reminding you again that theater is on this weekend. Of course, you can get the information in both the Newsday and the Express, I think, today. But we are on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at Cipriani College. Tickets available at the Cipriani College box office from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Tickets at $250 general, $300 reserved. Of course, you can also get tickets at K Squared Fashions, Eastgate, West Mall, Brentwood Mall, Chigonas, Jubilee Railway in Tunapuna, Electronics, Arima, Anthony's Floras, Valpark Shopping Plaza, and Sharpler Auto Services. You can also purchase tickets online, but you'll have to check RSRR Productions theater page on Facebook and Instagram for the information on how to accomplish that. Have a fantastic day. Looking forward to seeing everybody at Cipriani College this weekend. That's extravagant news. What happens in the dark comes to the light. You should not miss it. It's great fun. And those actors are amazing. So have a fantastic weekend. We'll speak to you bright and early on Monday morning. And happy birthday again to you, Steve.
Thank you.
Treating you well today. Taking you out to dinner at some fancy restaurant. And tell you, oh no, you can only have the appetizer because you know.
Tom. Folks, have a wonderful.
You froze again, Wendell.
We can remember to let go. And that is the pits going on. I really don't know. It's just going up and down, up and down.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you all the listeners and viewers for my birthday wishes. Thank you so much. I'm expecting my new iPhone 16 shortly. I don't know who's bringing it for me, but I'm hoping it will be a gift. But thank you so much for the blessings. I really, really appreciate it. All right. Are we going to do the news with AV? Are we going to do AV news or Power 102? We're going to do Power 102 news. All right. Let's get into our news update. AV is in.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is time for your news update to 8 o'clock. I'm Afril Cynthia Mab. Good morning. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley expressed deep sadness with the tragic suicide of 15-year-old St. Stephen's College student Jaden Lalchan. During his contribution to yesterday's budget debate, Prime Minister Dr. Rowley paused to extend his condolences to Jaden's grieving family, highlighting the devastating impact of bullying that led to the boy's untimely death. He said no parent should have to bury a child, but to have to bury one under those circumstances is particularly punishing. Word coming to our newsroom indicates the 2 police officers allegedly involved in the kidnapping and subsequent murder of used car dealer Sachal Kunj Bihari have been charged with murder and misbehavior in public office. The officers are reportedly attached to the Central Division. Kunj Bihari was abducted on September 25th in Shogunas by occupants of a marked police vehicle. Days later, after a $500,000 ransom was paid, his decomposing remains were found in a shallow grave off Poco Road, Longdonville on Thursday. There continues to be reports of gang activity at the Penal Secondary School, where at least 2 children have stopped attending classes due to threats and attacks. Assistant Commissioner of Police Wayne Meister is informed of the alleged presence of the Rankers gang at the school and says he's mandated a team to investigate. According to parents, students who exposed the gang, which identifies themselves with tattoos, are now receiving threats. Meanwhile, Education Minister Dr. Nian Gatsby-Dolly has firmly denied reports of gang activity at Pleasantville Secondary School. She said that she was in possession of written reports from the principal, a school teacher, tutor rep of the school, and the Form 1 dean, all indicating that there are no gangs of any sort operating at the school. She also claimed no teachers nor students are operating in fear, and the allegations have no element of truth. Well, that was your update to 8 o'clock. Look out for news in full at 12 noon.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.